Bhattacharya, welcome to the program. Do you think that lockdown skeptics have been proved right?
I think that the panoply of measures that we have adopted during the pandemic have proven to be an utter failure. I think if I had to pinpoint the central error was this illusion that we have some control over the spread of a highly infectious respiratory virus. You heard it just now from the last guest. That illusion was not true in February of 2020. By the time it had already arrived in the UK and the US, it was already too late for the lockdowns to actually have any effect. The analogy with SARS-1 from 2003 is instructive. In SARS-1 in 2003, we had a virus that didn't have an asymptomatic spread period, didn't have a pre-symptomatic spread period before you got sick. So if you had symptoms, that meant you were sick. If you didn't have symptoms, that means you weren't sick. That's not true for this virus. Test and trace doesn't work in that kind of context. Whenever there's an explosion of cases, the test and trace system gets overwhelmed and is completely useless. In fact, it's harmful because it leads to many people being quarantined that without any actual effect on the spread of the virus. The second, where I think lockdown skeptics have proved right is the devastating effects of the lockdowns on the health of and psychological well-being of the population. Enormous damage to health in terms of skipped cancer treatments, heart attacks not treated, it just devastating losses, and as those are directly result of the lockdown, not a result of COVID itself. The third place where I think lockdown skeptics proved right is the use of panic to control societies is a utterly indefensible act by public health. And it has had enormous negative consequences on the trust that people place in public health. And I think it will continue into the future. When you panic a population, it's very hard to undo it. And as a result, when people finally do understand that they were panicked without actual effect, they start to distrust the people that cause that panic. And that's exactly what's happened with public health throughout this pandemic. I could go on a very long list of things that should have been done better, where lockdown skeptics pushed back, but I think that gives you the flavor.